I am Olivia Otieno. This is Double O Direct, woman host, music by women artists, and only women guests. Like Christine Nkonge, the executive director of the Katiba Institute. Welcome to Double O Direct, Christine.
Thank you, Olivia.
It's true. I am very entertaining of myself.
I see that.
First and foremost.
Yes.
So tell me, what is the Katiba Institute?
So the short answer is Katiba Institute is a constitutional legal advocacy and research center. The long of it is that we are working in Kenya to entrench constitutionalism, to entrench rule of law, a culture of rule of law in Kenya. And so the Katiba Institute works in different ways to achieve this. We in defense of the Constitution, to protect the gains we've had since the 2010 Constitution was promulgated, we engage in public interest litigation. So public interest litigation is geared towards defending the public good, and we are defending the public good by expanding the knowledge, scope, and operation of different sections or provisions of the Constitution. The other one is we do education and research. By education and research is that we need to continually educate the people of Kenya about what their rights are under the Constitution. The people of Kenya are right holders. We are the ones to demand. And the government of Kenya is the duty holder. They are the ones who have duties to us and must accomplish those duties. So we demand they accomplish within the Constitution, of course.
Yes.
And of course, we do this in different ways, by research that is geared to academics or research that is geared to your ordinary Kenyan in different on different issues and themes under the Constitution.
Yes.
And the other one is training, which is part of education. We train different duty holders and members of the public to understand different aspects of the Constitution. Especially for citizens, we try to equip them with tools that will help them to access information.
Yes.
Because information is what makes the world go round.
Question.
Right.
If you'd registered as a voter
Yes.
in the last election,
Yes.
is that registration still valid?
Yes.
Okay, continue. You see, now you just educated the public.
Yes. Yes.
We were 18 back then. Yeah, sure.
Unless for some other legal reason, then it is taken out because somebody who has passed on.
Okay.
So when they're doing the cleanup of the voter register, the findings that came up from KPMG the other day,
Yes.
They take those away. There are some who have extinguished their Kenyan citizenship and
Yes.
moved on somewhere else. Then that is that has to be dealt with. But other than those, your registration details should be and must be valid.
Excellent. Continue.
Yes, so training are giving you information to be able to exercise your rights. So, for example, if I'm there in the Rakanithi county and I want to understand how much the county assemblies have set aside for development and development all the way down to my ward, I can ask for that information.
Yes.
I can ask for that information either through the treasury of the county assembly, the county government, or can ask it from the governor's office, or I can even get it from the clerk of the county assembly within my county. So in a way, I want to know, for example, they might have said that field, we have earmarked X amount of money for development, but I can see there's nothing that has been happening on that field for years on end.
Yes.
So if that money has been earmarked and it shows it's being expended, where is the money going? Where are my services? Yeah, things like that.
So does the Institute also give you the tools with which to bring the duty holders to book?
Yes. And the main tool is the Constitution.
Okay.
Because the Constitution says that I can advocate not only for my own personal rights, but the rights of others. And so I don't even need to have been directly affected by something. But when I see it is an issue, it's a social problem, I can advocate for those people without actually even talking to them.
Wow.
Yeah, that is what the Constitution allows me to do.
And you, as Christine Nkonge, what do you do within the Katiba Institute?
So I'm the executive director of Katiba Institute. So I give leadership and direction as any boss of any institution does, like the president or the county governor.
I love how you've gone from the executive director of Katiba Institute to the president.
Yes,
okay,
because they are leadership positions.
It's true.
And if you're in a leadership position, the buck stops with you. So you give.
Thank you. Pause in 1 second. If you are in a leadership position, the buck stops with you. There are people who've been trying to abscond on their roles and responsibilities by trying to push, responsibility to others. No.
Yes.
Come on, Esama, when the boss.
Yeah.
Ni wewe.
Yes, you are accountable for your institution's either mistakes or great work. That is it. Yes. So apart from giving direction and leadership is to ensure we keep to our organization standards in performance and delivery of services as well. And of course, one of the biggest role of a boss is to check on providing a favorable environment for their people to succeed. So basically, on a day-to-day basis, that's my work.
Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. A favorable environment for your people to succeed. Tutaweka scorecard. But for now, no. We're going to find out what the different elective offices are, what their responsibilities are, what their budgets are, basically all encompassing, because we are in an election period and we're going to be voting in August. So we need to understand who are these people we're voting for, especially not with regards to individuals, but these offices. Yeah. And how will they be affecting us if and when they're elected, right?
Spice.
With Christine Nkonge, the executive director of the Katiba Institute. Tell me, Christine, which offices are we going to the polls in August to elect?
Okay. So we'll be electing the president and attached.
Let's start and then move up.
Start the
Yeah. Let's start and move up.
Yes.
Because now if you finish at the top, it's over.
Yes, but I don't want to equate this in terms of hierarchy because they are basically all very important. But let me go by your guidance. So we'll start with member of county assembly.
MCA.
An MCA. You'll vote for one.
So you're telling me that they are of equal importance. So you really must pay attention when you're going to elect your MCA.
Yes.
Okay.
In one way or another, they will have a big impact on your life.
Who's
Directly
the MCA?
or indirectly. I have no
You
idea.
see? This is the exact... No. Then where are we safe?
I can tell you that.
If the executive director, Katiba Institute, Kia Kata their MCA, if you don't know the meaning of Kia, please ask a new friend.
Yeah.
If they do not know their MCA,
Big failing.
okay, let's continue.
Terribly embarrassed by that. Now, we have the member of a county assembly.
Yes.
Then we go to attach that, I would say a governor, county governor. Then on the national level, we go to a women representative as a member of the National Assembly.
Yes.
Then we have the senator.
Yes.
Then we have the member of the National Assembly as part of parliament. Then we have the president. And attached to the president and governor are deputy president and deputy governor. So those two tickets are voting in as one vote.
Okay. So how many of those that you mentioned? Can you just, so we have our 1, 2, like 6?
Yes. 6
Okay.
elective positions.
So tell me, let's run through each position, starting from MCA and understanding, what their purview is and specifically their budgets and how they're going to be affecting our lives.
Okay. So I might not talk about budgets because they really are not under the constitution supposed to have budgets. They're supposed to be legislators. They make law. But I know there's been this practice that's coming up about ward development funds.
Exactly.
And they use the ward development funds as they would use the CDF money, the previous constituency development funds. But if you look at the technical letter of the law, they are just actually supposed to stick to lawmaking functions. So if you want to run for an MCA, you must be 18 years old. You must be a registered voter. You must have at least support of 500 people from your ward.
How do you prove that support?
Through signatures, names and signatures. So the famous processes that have been happening or infamous processes that have been happening the last 2 to 3 weeks, that's part of it. So you need to have people show support by appending their names, ID numbers and signatures to whatever form you have. Then you need to have not be, what could I have called it? Not accused of a crime and convicted and therefore facing 6 months imprisonment.
Yes.
You must not be of unsound mind. You must not be an undischarged bankrupt. So you should not have bankruptcy proceedings going on against you. Right now, you don't need to have any sort of specific academic qualifications like a degree on that. You don't have to, because
And that's an option for Jimmy Wanjigi. Yeah, MCA.
Yes, he can do that.
Is it too late? Is it too late for him to?
I think so, because there's timelines they needed to have met to submit their candidature. Yes.
Next time.
Yes. So right now, before they had tried to have MCAs also have degrees, but that was stopped by a court decision because the court said that Parliament, when they passed this, they did not have public participation. So now that has been stopped for this election. So right now you don't have to have a degree, a diploma, certificate, or any post, any sort of educational qualification, just 18 and a registered voter.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
After MCA, we have?
After MCA, let me go to county governor.
Yes.
Because they come together. You have to have the same qualifications as an MCA, basically.
So you don't need.
Yes.
So you don't need a university degree.
No, I'm saying some of the basic. There's the basic body of qualifications, which is the same as an MCA.
Yes.
But now for governor, you need to have a degree.
Okay.
From a university recognized in Kenya.
All right.
And unlike a member of county assembly where you need to have 500 people supporting you. Here you have to have at least 1,000 people supporting you.
And your Facebook followers, do they count?
No.
Or they have to be within your area of
operation, your county. Persons who are registered voters within your county should be able to support you and show their support, because those are the people you'll be leading in the 5 years. And the rest is, I think I've forgotten to talk about is you must not have violated the Leadership and Integrity Act or the Leadership and Integrity Chapter. And that's it.
So question, how would you violate that act?
If you have been found to have been in abuse of office through operation of any law. So if you've been accused of misuse of public funds, if you've been, let's say, charged with undue influence or exercising undue influence in procurement processes or corruption and other issues like that. And just basically issues to do with integrity, because it relates to integrity. So I think one of the famous things that came from the BBI cases, which was appealed, is the finding that the president, by initiating the BBI process, was in violation of the constitution and therefore had violated his office. He was in abuse of office.
So he would never have been able to run again?
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, so that was what was critical. And that is a Chapter 6 requirement. Yeah. So
we've gone through MCAs, we've gone through county governor. Next. Oh, budget.
Yes.
How much money do they have?
A county governor has the budget that is provided after the processes in the National Assembly and the Senate. And they pass the budget, they allocate the different amounts to the different counties based on how much we've raised nationally per year.
Yes.
And then once they've given a back sum, that goes to the Senate. Then the Senate now divides that up to the different counties using the formula. There's a formula.
How can we get that information, especially because we're looking at a situation where you have individuals who are in other forms of public office now transitioning. For example, senators wanting to become governors, governors wanting to become senators, and so on and so forth. Is there a way to understand how much money was allocated to them in their, now let's say, previous role, and how they actually used those funds, right? So that we can now make a decision of, do we actually want this former senator as our governor and vice versa?
Yeah.
Where do we go?
So you can use the Auditor General reports, because what happens is every year, all government institutions, organs, offices are audited. So if you're given a budget of 2 billion, county budgets range between 1 billion to slightly above 2 billion per county. And so if you're given all this money, how did you use that money? That is properly reflected in the Auditor General reports. They will be able to know whether through their audits the money is accounted for the purposes that it was given or not.
And if it says in that report, walijenga hii, walitengeneza hii, you go physically there, please check.
Yes.
Hiyo kitu iko.
Yeah.
Kama hakuna, please know that it's fake.
Yes, it's fake, but also what happens is the Auditor General reports are discussed in Parliament as well. So you can also be able to access it through the Clerk of Parliament, either at the Senate level or the national level. It's for county funds, you can be able to get it from the Clerk of the Senate. And if it's for national funds, you can get it from the Clerk of the National Assembly or even the Treasury. There are different ways.
Yes.
There's so many people who have the same information. You can be able to get it from different places.
Where is it available online?
Online, you should be able to get it from the website of the Senate or also the website of Parliament, and also the Auditor General reports are usually online.
So just Google Auditor General Report. All right. Google Auditor General Report, not just for us, the public, but also for competitors. Right. This is ammunition I am providing you. More with Christine Nkonge, Executive Director of the Katiba Institute.
Spice.
My conversation with the Katiba Institute Executive Director, Christine Nkonge. We've talked about MCAs. We've talked about governors, county governors. Their responsibilities, yes. Their budgets, yes. But what should we, as we head to the polls, look out for? What qualities, what attributes should they have that we should look out for when we're making our selection?
Okay. Well, I would have to say that is up to the voter in terms of what they think is valuable in a leader. Our Chapter 6 gives indicator. Chapter 6 is the leadership and integrity chapter of the Constitution. It gives somebody of high moral and ethical standing, right? A person who will bring respect and dignity to the office they occupy. A person who will treat others with courtesy and respect. A person who will be professional, have high standards of professionalism, but also somebody who, and high standards of professionalism means actually you do the job you've been elected to do, right? So basically those are the indicators, but it is up to the voters to understand what are the roles and responsibilities of an MCA. If they pass policies and laws that govern our day-to-day life within the wards, then what kind of a person do you want to lead you? Should they at least be able to understand the processes of the legislature? Should they be able to be persons who have a sort of niche in either professional or academic life, so that they can...
How can we as the public conduct our background research? Like, what would you advise? Saying, okay, you want to elect this person. These are the things that this person needs to have, or these are the qualities, or this is the track record. But how can we actually find that out?
Well, you see, the thing with the ward, because it's relatively small, these are people you've grown up with in the village. These are the people you know.
Yes.
So that is how you get information. Them coming door to door and telling you, this is manifesto, this is my platform on which I'm running, but then people also therefore saying, I know this and this, I know this. Yeah. So yes, so that's word of mouth basically, because there is no place that is a repository for this information. So it's people saying, how do you know this person?
Amazing. Executive Director Christine Nkonge. It's the Katiba Institute. Wrapping it up with Christine Nkonge. She is the Executive Director of the Katiba Institute. Thoroughly entertained. She says she'll be back on 00 Direct, even if it's just to hang out. We've covered MCAs, we've covered governors. We've said, okay, this is what they're responsible for. This is generally how much money they have. This is how you can find out word of mouth. Your investigative research yourself on these people, because there's no place you will go to find out exactly who they are. Even if they have their website and they have their CV, lies. You know your CV. You know all the things you've added chumvi, hapo on your CV. So they do the same.
Yeah.
All right. What about the other officers? Tell me about them.
Yeah. So we judge them by their track record, right? What have you done in the past to show that you'll do the same in the future?
Yes.
Okay, so
or better
in the future, I've given all the resources, the power and the authority. So we are going to which position did you ask about?
We can go to senator.
Senator.
Women rep.
Women rep, first and foremost, must be a woman. You cannot be a man. And
definition of a woman under the Constitution?
I think right now we are still having the old definition, which is biologically female.
Okay.
Although there have been advances in other places, like with registration and cases coming up recognizing other expanded identities as well, as opposed to the binary of male female. Now, women rep, you must be a woman, but the qualifications for women rep, senator, and member of National Assembly are basically the same because they are all going to Parliament. So they might, like the women rep occupies a seat within Parliament, right? Within the National Assembly, which is part of Parliament. The senator is a part of the what we call the Senate, which is a house within Parliament. So the qualifications will basically be the same with very minimal deviations. For example, for a member of the National Assembly, what you need is to have 1,000 supporters from your constituency, because you represent the interest of the constituency, at least to support you in your bid to become a member of Parliament. For the senator, because you are representing a wider geographical area, you need 2,000 supporters, as the same as with the women rep. Exactly. So now we go to other qualifications are just similar to the rest. You must be a citizen, you must be 18 years old, you must have been either nominated by a political party or an independent candidate. You must not be an undischarged, bankrupt, the same things. Basically, those are repetitive, they are standard.
What are their roles and responsibilities?
Their roles and responsibilities is, for a member of the National Assembly, is to represent the interests of the constituency. Your constituency, you're representing their interests. And apart from that, the women rep is to also represent the interests of the women that you're representing within your county. For the Senate, is different, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But together as members of Parliament, they are supposed to deal with issues of national interest. They are the ones who make laws that are applicable everywhere in Kenya. Where a county assembly can pass laws applicable only within the specific county. But for Parliament, these are laws applicable to the entire nation. So that's why you see issues to do with crime. That is usually legislation to do with crime. Is usually a national legislation that is passed to deal with that. So they do that. The other one is they divide the national revenue between the levels of government. That's what Parliament does. So once the National Assembly has, and together with the Senate have come up with the formula, then they divide up the national revenue at the National Assembly. They pass that. Then at the Senate, when it's brought as a bulk, it is now divided between the 47 counties. And as well is to hold state officers to account. Parliament can begin proceedings to impeach president and the deputy president and other state officers for abuse of office. And the Senate is also the final vote for impeachment of the president and the deputy president for impropriety. So basically, oversight not only to how people are doing their job, state officers are doing their job, whether they are in line with the constitution, but also oversight over expenditure. We've given you this amount of money. Show us how you've used that money. Yes.
But is that them not, for lack of a better term, policing themselves, because they're the ones who've been entrusted with the funds in the first place?
Yes, and that is why we are saying that is not proper.
That is not proper.
That is not proper, and that's why Katiba Institute and other people have been going to court to say legislators who are supposed to oversight should not handle money, because how will they oversight themselves? So that's part of an ongoing court process that now part of it is at the Supreme Court to try and get clarity on that.
Njoki Ndungu, you have some work on your table. Just saying. Okay, so let's move on now to the next offices.
I think I've handled all of them because we talked about
president.
Oh, right, the president. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Okay. Well, for these other ones, unlike the others who you need to have been a citizen for 10 years. At least a Kenyan citizen for 10 years. For president and deputy president, you must be a citizen by birth. You must not have acquired your Kenyan citizen. You're formerly from another country and now you've acquired Kenyan citizenship and you've been here for 10 years.
Because some countries have that. And I was wondering, but how does that work? But anyway, don't worry about that.
Yes.
Is it possible to have, so if you're Kenyan citizen by birth, what if you have dual citizenship?
If you have dual citizenship, it is citizenship.
Asking for a friend.
Yes. It must have been given to you by operation of the law and you do not have an option to opt out of it. If you have an option to opt out, you must opt out. But there are other legal regimes in other countries that give you dual citizenship by operation of the law.
So, for
and you can't opt
example,
out.
right, asking for a friend. Let's say
Yeah.
there's a woman married to a man and they have a child, and that child automatically acquires dual citizenship by nature of their mother and their father.
Yeah.
And one of those citizenships is Kenya. Just asking for a
Yeah.
friend. Is that child eligible for the presidency of this our great nation?
Yes, if on the other side they are not able to opt out from the citizenship given either by their mother or father, they can opt out of it.
So
That's how the law of that regime.
Most countries allow you to opt out of. I mean, they wouldn't force you to remain a citizen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't most countries, for example, let's say, just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
it is the UK and Kenya.
Yeah.
Right? And this child has dual citizenship of both those countries.
And you were born in Kenya because you have to be a citizen by birth. You're born here.
No, but
Irrespective of the fact that your parents might have from different.
But citizenship isn't acquired by nature of being born in Kenya. Citizen is acquired by nature of your parents having been citizens, no?
Yes.
So if you're born elsewhere, let's say out of curiosity,
Yeah.
you're born in the UK, yeah,
Yes.
by a Kenyan mother
Yes.
and a British father.
Yes.
Could you be president?
That's why I'm saying it depends on the nature of how citizenship operates in the UK and how citizenship operates in Kenya. In Kenya, you can acquire citizenship, as you say, through your birth parents. They are Kenyans, and you are able to therefore get citizenship through descent. It's brought down.
So this child has citizenship through descent.
Yes, part of their citizenship is through descent.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if on the other side, you just become a citizen because of whatever operation of the law is there and you cannot opt out, then you cannot be a president in Kenya because you must, I think what they're trying to say, you must owe allegiance only to Kenya. That is the rationale behind it.
I am going to do some investigations. What's your website? What is your URL for the Katiba Institute?
KatibaInstitute.org.
KatibaInstitute.org. Not for me. I'm asking for a friend. All right, let's continue with the roles and responsibilities of the president and DP.
So apart from being, a registered voter, having acquired all these other qualifications, having a degree recognized by university in Kenya, having been supported by 2,000 registered voters from majority of the counties, because now you're representing more people. So majority of the counties means 24, right? Counties.
So each county, 2,000 people.
At least.
Yeah.
Yes. No, minimum of
2,000.
2,000,
Yeah.
yes. And then apart from that, you need to have, of course, as I say, the other ads are usual and of sound mind, not bankrupt, not being sentenced to 6 months imprisonment either at the time of registering your candidature or at election, not have violated the leadership and integrity values or abuse of office. I think the rest are therefore just the same as the others.
University degree, etc., etc.
Yes. And the ones that apply to president apply to deputy president as well. The ones that apply to governor apply to deputy governor as well.
Okay, because they come as a package.
They come as a package, yes.
What should you look out for in a deputy president?
The same thing you'd look out for in president, because what you have in a deputy president is a potential president in waiting. Because if anything was to happen to the president, God forbid, the person who steps in is the deputy president.
So can we please take a closer look at all deputy presidential aspirants? Can we please take a look closely at running mates? Very, very closely, because... And forgive me for not... let me just observe all protocols. A suluhu situation may occur. All right? It may occur. So please take a very, 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 very close look. Not that we want it to. I want to have a long and healthy life. Very, very long. Very, very healthy. But as the executive director of the Katiba Institute, Christine Nkonge, says, the same qualities you're looking out for in a president, you should also make sure you have in a deputy president, because things could happen.
Yeah. Yes.
Parting words?
Parting words, I would say, ultimately, leadership affects everything. It affects economics. It affects rule of law and order. Your ability to be able to actually lead the kind of life you want to, because it's all part of the same thing. Leadership affects this. Governance affects economics. You cannot have good economics without good governance. They're intertwined. So you should not only focus on economics. you should also focus on who is also giving us a good governance package.
We're talking about the flying geese model, aren't we?
Yeah.
We want it all.
We want it all because one ultimately influences the other.
And we deserve it, though.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Christine. The website once again?
KatibaInstitute.org.
KatibaInstitute.org. If there's anything that you should be doing now, is to be going through that website, understanding your MCA, understanding your governor potential, understanding your senator potential, women rep. Yeah? And don't just look at a presidential candidate. Also keep your eye on their running mate. Thank you so much. Have a very, very, very amazing weekend, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Olivia.
Spice.